Okay, welcome to the farm. Woo! And welcome to the Gail Carson Show. Now, the Gail Carson Show is an indie artist showcase series featuring singer-songwriters from around the world. This showcase is played on internet radio and several places around the world regularly. I love to encourage and promote singer-songwriters because I also am a singer-songwriter. I have 16 CDs of recorded music, and you can find out more about my music at www.gailcarson.com. But tonight, I'm very happy to announce that we are bringing you a brand new live version of the Gail Carson Show. It's the Gail Carson Show live at the farm. Woo! This is a continuation of the Singer-Songwriter Showcase series founded by Frank Julian right here at the farm. The Singer-Songwriter Showcase series has been an ongoing show at the farm for about 5 or 6 years. I want to thank Frank Julian for all his hard work over the years keeping this going. He did a great job. Yes, he did. He stepped down last month due to his increased performance schedule with his 2 bands, the Julian Cherkinsky Band and Frankie J. and the Chicken Parade. We wish him all the luck in the world. Today is the first day I'm hosting, and I'm going to take it up a notch. I'm going to merge the Singer-Songwriter Showcase and the Gail Carson Show together. Once a month, I'll be featuring outstanding singer-songwriters and record it live to share with all of you and also put it on the radio. Tonight's special guests are Brother and Mike Worrall.
I know that guy.
Brother is a sibling duo whose talent is a rising star in the music world. They're just starting out and have already gained so much success and momentum. And Mike Worrall, who is a seasoned multi-instrumentalist and singer-songwriter whose lifetime work is reflected in his richly diverse songwriting and performances. We'll start out tonight talking with Mike Worrall. Welcome to the stage, Mike Worrall.
Well, thank you, Gail.
Mike Worrall wears a lot of hats. In addition to his songwriting, an amalgam of folk and blues and country influences that can range from poignant to ironic to darkly humorous, he's also a multi-instrumentalist with many years of stage experience. From coffee houses to concert stages, from swanky hotels to honky-tonks. For Mike Worrall, it's been 1,000,000 miles, thousands of gigs, and hundreds of towns, picking, singing, laughing, and living. And you can find out more about Mike Worrall at www.reverbnation.com/Mike Worrall. So I'm so happy to have you here with us, Mike.
I'm delighted to be here. And how often do you get to use the word amalgam when you're...
I know. So how many years have you been writing songs?
Gee, I'm going to give away how old I am, I guess. But in February of 1964, I saw the Beatles on the Ed Sullivan Show. And about a month later, I was given a copy of the Freewheeling Bob Dylan. And I started begging for a guitar at that time. I was about 13. And actually, I went to work a year later when I was 14 and saved enough money to buy my first guitar. And I've been writing songs pretty much since then.
Now, I remember you saying that your brothers also play guitar?
They do, yeah. My youngest brother, Tim, he's just a jazzy guy. He's a phenomenal guitar player, and he writes, interestingly, he writes really funny country songs. And my the middle brother, Gail, is just a phenomenal singer and guitar player. He lives out in Idaho, and he's been doing it since just as long as I have.
So did the inspiration start with you, and then you inspired your brothers to to follow your lead?
I think there was kind of a one-upmanship thing going on with all of us, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, wonderful. So tell me, what types of songs do you like to write? What topics do you like to cover?
That's evolved over the years. When you're really young, you're writing, plaintive love songs a lot of the time. And when you get to be as old as I am, you don't write too many plaintive love songs anymore. I just try to draw on things that I see, things from my life. I'm not a prolific writer. I'm good for a couple of 3 songs a year, maybe. And when the muse arrives, I embrace it, and it can be something as simple as being at the beach at night and hearing the waves and seeing the moonlight on the water. It can be the death of an old friend. It can be a trip across the country in a beat-up pickup truck. It can be anything.
Mm-hmm. So when you look across the body of work, you see a different topics as they ebb and flow. It kind of tells your life story, doesn't it?
In many ways, and I have to admit that a lot of my stuff, at least is partially autobiographical. And usually if they're not autobiographical, I'll say so before I play the song because I don't want people to be confused.
So have you ever written have you ever gotten in trouble for writing a song?
I did. I wrote a song inspired by my grandfather who enlisted in the service in 1917. And his name was Leland Worrall, and I wrote a song called Leland, and I took some artistic license and had him meeting up with a young Hispanic woman in El Paso and Juarez, Texas, and fathering a child, and then going back to his Iowa home. And when I had finally written that and recorded it, I sent it around to the family, and some of them took it literally, and I had a lot of explaining to do to the family.
Mm-hmm. Now, recently I've heard one of your recent songs. It was a Florida song, and it was just so beautiful.
Oh, well, thank you.
Very, very visual. You had so much imagery there, and it's all about what it's like in Florida. It was quite a beautiful song, and it made the top 10 in the Will McLean New Florida song contest. So congratulations on that.
Thanks very much. I appreciate that. It's an honor to be included with those great writers.
So can you tell me a little bit about that song? How were you inspired by that song?
Yeah, that came up. I wrote that last spring, just about a year ago, and my wife and I and our grandson, who's sitting here bundled up and giving me the evil eye because I'm talking about him. We were down on the beach. I'm not going to say where because there's already enough people going there. On the west coast of Florida, and we were staying right on the water. And the moon was getting full early in the week, and then middle of the week it was full. And every night the moonlight lit up the water, and I was just very inspired. The chords and melody came together, and then the words were there, and that song was a gift. It was easy to put out there.
It was so beautiful. I remember hearing it at Barberville when you must have been when you were first writing it. It's a beautiful song. Congratulations.
Thanks very much.
So tell me, you have a lot of tricks up your sleeve when it comes to playing guitar. You've got a lot of but are you working on something? Or do you have a new skill that you're trying to learn? Where are you at as far as guitar?
Yeah, I've been experimenting with a lot of different open chords lately, and working in open G tunings. Kind of inspired by the great Americana guitarist and writer Jason Isbell, who's got some fine songs in open G. As does Keith Richards in the Stones. Oh. And so I've been playing around in open G, which I've been playing guitar for 40 or 45 years, and I've never really done that before.
So do you find that open tuning really expands your horizon in writing songwriting?
It really does, and just because you can get into some different, you know, suspended chords and sixes and you know, drop fourths and just really interesting things that you can do with some of that tuning.
Mm-hmm. Wonderful. So, so what about rhyming? How important is rhyming in songs?
I'm a big fan of close rhyme. You know, again, that's an experiential thing, perhaps. Although there's some great, you know, young writers who don't do Moon, June, Spoon. But when a lot of inexperienced writers kind of fall into that, and I try to stay away from that. I want to be a little, try to be a little more clever without being too clever.
Have you ever written a song that doesn't rhyme at all?
I've written a song that with my good friend Tom Stevens, that it kind of rhymed. It was. And I'll play it here at some point tonight. It's a kind of a close rhyme, but it's just very different from anything else I've ever done.
Mm-hmm. So in your structures, when you write your songs, are they all different, or do you pretty much stay to a similar format when you structure your songs?
I mean, I'm a big believer in interesting bridges. You know, I mean, listen, like I said, you know, I was inspired by the Beatles, and no one wrote bridges like Lennon and McCartney. They were just phenomenal. A lot of minor fours, you know, in their bridges. And I don't want structure to you know, own the song. The song's the song, and if it has an interesting bridge, that's great. Tonight being St. Paddy's Day, I've got an Irish drinking song that does not have a bridge. So yeah, I mean, it's kind of whatever the feel is. It just has to feel
Does every
right.
song need a bridge? How do you know?
I think it's the feel.
Yeah.
You know, I've got 2 or 3 songs that don't have a bridge,
Yeah.
and I think they work fine. You know, you can use a bridge to change the texture and the feeling, and to bring out something maybe a little bit different, or to dig a little bit deeper into your subject. And there are songs that really require that, and there's songs that don't.
I've heard it explained once that it's like a song within a song. You know, a bridge is like a separate thought, and then it leads it right back into something familiar.
Yeah, you just don't want to do it by rote. You know what I mean?
Yes. Well, very good. So let's talk about one song that you're going to perform next, and let's talk about, you know, the process you went through in creating it.
Yeah, I've got one particular song in mind. When I was a young fella, right out of high school, I hitchhiked around the country for a couple of years, and I wound up kind of being taken in by this farm family in central Kentucky, and they taught me how to work, and I learned a lot about what family really is and means and should mean, and I was getting ready to write a song related to that experience, and I had gone, I don't know, I'd been a year without writing, and I had a songwriters thing coming up in Tampa. I really wanted a new song, and I got the news that an old friend who had been a neighbor of this family had passed away, and I got the idea of Journey's End, which was the name of this family's farm on the Green River in Hart County, Kentucky, and the next thing I knew, I had this song. It was just, in an hour, the song was there, and I was really happy with it. And usually I'm kind of a maniac about rewriting, and I didn't have to rewrite a bit on this thing. It was right there.
Sometimes the best songs come out that way, don't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's wonderful. Well, I'd love for you to share some songs with us tonight. What would you like to play first?
I'll do this song. I'll do Journey's End.
Okay, wonderful. Okay, everybody, here comes Mike Worrall.